Hi everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living, and I'd like to wish you a very happy new year. Hope there's no hangovers out there. Man, I don't miss those. I think the last hangover I ever suffered was coming up on 3 years. In a few weeks will be 3 years. Anyhow, I'm sure none of you guys out there hungover, but just wanted to come with you today, touch base a little bit on New Year's Day. It's a brand new beginning. And what are you going to do this year? I've got my ear mapped out. I've been thinking nothing else. I've been thinking about nothing else the last 2 weeks. Well, no, I don't mean that. I'm not like living too much in the future. I enjoy the present, but been thinking a lot about the new year. Pretty excited. When I was getting ready to do this video, I decided, okay, I've got to go to Google and make sure and check things out. And I actually found out that the quote that I was going to use to quote, or kind of like you'll see from the title of here, was attributed to Einstein, and that's one of those myths. And Einstein did not say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results. That's number one. Einstein didn't say it. It's also been attributed to, Mark Twain and a couple of other people. Number two, when I Googled that, you know how this world is politically correct now. I don't know when that happened. We didn't have political correctness when I was a kid, but don't get me wrong. We were like, I don't mean being unkind to other people. It just wasn't, we didn't have to tiptoe around every little word and every phrase we said that somebody was going to get offended. So, let me make clear, I'm not making light of any mental health issues or, that's just a little quirky saying that has a general application. It doesn't apply in every situation. But I think for what I'm using it for here, it does. Because, face it, ask yourself, this is a rhetorical question. This is a look in your self in the mirror question. If you're not happy, if you're not successful with the state of your health and where you're at, then you have to really look into this. Are you doing the same things over and over? And just thinking somehow magically something's going to change, something's going to click, and boom, it's just going to happen. Well, no. I think, if you've tried the same thing over and over, you got to try something else, whether it's trying a new approach, whether you're trying something actually different way of eating, or different, bottom line, it should be a given that we're talking about a whole food plant-based diet. Well, not a given. I mean, some people are just on their path to getting there, but at least that should probably be the goal, is a whole food plant-based diet. Once again, everybody's got to use the different kind of tricks and little shortcuts, and you got to do what you got to do to individualize your process of getting there. But this is just going to be the one little tip for the day. If you will focus, let's step backwards. It's kind of like, if you've been sitting in a class. Sometimes I don't remember that in university. You just had to take a step back from what you were doing and just go back to the beginning and kind of reestablish things, relearn some of the basics. And, there's too much information out there sometimes. This person tells you to do that. This person tells you to do this. This person tells you to cleanse and juice. This person tells you to stuff food in your mouth as much as you can get. So, if you've been having a problem and struggling on this lifestyle, I would say scrap what you're doing. Not completely, and depending on where you are, but I would say to a large extent, scrap what you're doing, take a step back. Get back to the basics. And what are the basics? The basics, I don't care if you're doing raw vegan, I don't care if you're doing raw tofu, I don't care where you are along your process. But the core of our thing here, nuestra cosa nostra, is a whole food plant-based diet. Forget all the rest. If you've been struggling, forget all the rest. Don't worry about, just eat. Just eat a whole food plant-based diet. As fresh as you can get, as much organic as you get. Don't beat yourself up if you can't get organic. Just do the best you can. But start there. Don't worry about, even in the beginning, exactly, am I getting exactly enough of this, exactly enough of that? You'll get that. Try to get it maybe, try to get 3 or 4 months under your belt, no matter how many calories you're putting in your mouth, no matter what your weight is. Throw the scale away for 3 or 4 months and just build on the basics. A raw a whole food plant-based diet. Get as much raw in as possible. Eat your bananas, eat your fruits that are full of water content, eat your vegetables that are full of water content. Eat what you can in the area where you're living. I know some people it's going to be tough in the winter, but do what you can to succeed. Everything in life, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I've referenced sports betting before, but I told my mother this, I believe everything in life is about doing little things. It's all about increasing our odds little by little. You do this and it increases your odds 2 or 3%. You do this, it increases it 4%. You do this, it only increases it 1%. But those things add up. Another sports analogy I always used to use with people is people always want to hit a home run. They want to do something big. They want to knock it out of the park. Base hits are good. In fact, some of your best baseball players of all time were just simple. They just grinded it out. They hit base hits. They did it little by little. But whatever you're doing, if what you've been doing doesn't work for you, switch it up. Don't be tied to don't be tied to a certain way of thinking. I'd like to be fluid. I like to be able to change at a moment's notice. I like to be able to take new information in and make adjustments. That's what life is about. Life isn't about finding somebody to follow and like a cult leader or a religion and just like listening to everything they say and doing it, even when it's not for you. And I see a lot of people doing that out there. They're following, I'm not saying, I mean, that's not for me to judge that they're overall saying they're following the wrong person, but I think they're following the wrong advice for them. Anyhow, that's just going to be a little quickie today because you're probably having fun with the fam on New Year's Day, last little bit of the holidays. You're getting ready for the weekend, and then Monday is really going to be the first of the year. We all know that, but it doesn't have to be. You can jump on that thing right now today. Get started with whatever fitness program you're going to plan on. Don't wait until Monday. Don't say, well, I'm just going to slug it through the weekend. You can get started on eating how you want to be eating in the new year. You don't have to say, well, I've done it this long, I've been bad this long through the holidays. I'm just going to wait till Monday. We just have that big moment on Monday where everything happens. Start today, little by little. It's not that hard, folks, for us to get healthy. It's just a process. It's just moving at your own pace. It's finding your own way within the knowledge that other people out there have shared for all of us. Anyhow, I hope you've had a really good, happy holiday season filled with love. I hope you've really taken some time to be thankful for your family and or the people you're spending time around. And we're going to have a great year in 2015. I guarantee that. Peace.